From almost the very next day, we were suddenly confronted with a media blitz, and we didn't know what had hit us. All over India, it went to New York Times, it went to International Wall Street Journal, Guardian, everywhere. And a narrative, a very well-formed narrative, was being pushed everywhere. That there was this bad bunch of people, including the Auroville Foundation, which was hell-bent on building roads and cutting down trees, destroying forests and stuff. So remember, they were calling the Crown a forest area, which is the central part of the city plan, right? So all this was being propagated throughout the world, and people who know nothing will believe. So this went out for some time, and immediately after, after the youth center clearing had been done, we saw that there are two things which happened. Of course, at Darkali, after youth center was cleared, we went to Darkali on the understanding from the people of Darkali that as long as there were no police and as long as there was no people from outside, there would be no obstruction, and which was welcomed by everybody. The work started from 5 o'clock. People from Town Development Council, Electrical Service, everybody was there to do the markers, map out the place. Work was going very well till about 10:30, something like that. And suddenly somebody walked in, and I remember it was Fred who got up and started removing all the markers, and everybody was puzzled. What happened? And then we got the stay order from the National Green Tribunal, the NGT, which actually blocked us for the next 2.5 years completely. So, and following that, I think 2 days later, the same people who are being targeted now by this activist, Mr. Piyush Manush, needs to know that the very next day, that the car that they were using to move around, all the 4 tires were slashed. So if that is not violence, God knows what is. So there are repeated cases like that all through, whether it was at the youth center, whether it was targeting and putting the blame on somebody who was trying to do the work, as in youth center, when the JCB was cordoned off. People were being just pushed back, nobody was being hurt, nobody was being beaten up, nothing. So at this point, one just wonders that if there is so much energy to actually block the development of Auroville, why is it that we are here? And what is it that, of course, what happened over the years, while all this blocking was going on, was that Auroville was being developed into a different narrative. Suddenly we were no longer talking about the city the earth needs, the city of the future, none of that. The city of the truth, at the service of the truth, but an eco-village, where the be-all and end-all was about planting trees, of having sustainable living and all of which is fine. In today's world, we have to have a sustainable growth. There's no other way that whatever is happening in the planet, the work Auroville will be sustainable. And if we look at the plan we have, and if we deal with it in a sustainable way, in a friendly way, all the opportunities are there for us to come up with the best solutions. We had almost 22 years after the master plan was finalized to come to that solution, but we didn't take it. We did everything to say over my dead body or whatever, and block the path. And basically tell our youth and all the new people that the road is bad. Why is it bad? It serves everybody. It's our main urban artery, around which the Crown, the city grows with all the facilities. It brings our community life together. Instead of having people building their restaurants on that road from Kuilapalayam, where it's full of pollution, trees have been cut down left and right, nobody complains. We are building up our little businesses there. All along the road, which comes towards Certitude, if you think about it, all these little restaurants which are there, and the garbage that is spilling over, what can we do? We blocked the NTDA, which would have helped us get environmental guidelines for places which we are not able to buy immediately, but which we can develop with certain guidance. We cannot do that anymore. So there are many things from our side we need to look at before pointing fingers and saying this one is to blame and that one is violent. The violence has been done to Auroville. That is the thing we have to now come to terms with and move forward.